Hey guys, this is Joseph. So I've decided to make videos to review movies that I've seen. And for anyone who knows me, they know that I'm a fairly big movie fan and also a comic book fan as well. So I thought it was fitting that my first movie review would be for Logan, which is actually my most anticipated movie for 2017 because for anyone who has seen the first Wolverine movie, I'm pretty sure you guys were just like me. You guys were disappointed with the outcome. The second Wolverine movie was good. It was a noticeable improvement from the first one, but it was by no stretch of the imagination a great comic book movie. I think we really do have the great Wolverine movie with Logan. As far as, if I'm not mistaken, it currently has a 94% positive review on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is a fairly accurate review from watching this movie. This movie, it starts out with a scene that actually I wasn't expecting, but I was very happy that they did have this scene in the movie. It was different compared to the rest of the movie. It was very light. It was extremely funny, and it kind of made fun of itself. And it really was different because the rest of the movie was a darker movie. It was a slow paced drama. Now, when I say a slow paced drama, I'm not talking about, say, 2001: A Space Odyssey or even the first two Godfather movies. It's more in line with, I would say, the Lord of the Rings trilogy in terms of the pace. And also, I think it did use certain aspects from the Dark Knight trilogy that Christopher Nolan created in terms of making a darker movie as well, which really did work in this movie's favor. Now, if you watch the trailers or read anything about this movie online, you know that it takes place in the future in 2029. So anyone who knows the character Wolverine knows that he was born in the 1800s. So he's probably, give or take, about 140, 150 years old by the time Logan takes place. Professor X is also getting up there in age, and he is probably nearing 100 years old by the time the story takes place as well. And at that point in your life, your health really starts to deteriorate, I guess. And you can see that Professor X is starting to lose control of his telepathy. And that kind of makes him a ticking time bomb. And it's actually ironic because of that. Now Wolverine is in the position where he has to take Professor X in and kind of take care of him and try to help him out, because in the comics and also perceived in the movies, it was Professor X who took Wolverine in and really did try to help him out. So it was really fitting that you kind of see a reversal in their roles. In terms of the pace, the tone, it is similar to The Dark Knight. It is a darker movie. It is a slower pace movie compared to the previous Wolverine movies and also the previous X-Men movies. In terms of the character portrayals, I was very, very happy with how these characters were portrayed. Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart both publicly announced that these will be their final portrayals of their respective characters, and I think they went out with a bang because both of them, I thought, really did take it up a notch in terms of how they portrayed these characters. And this story allowed them to play a little bit more with these characters, and they really do take you through an emotional roller coaster, especially in the second half of the movie. And that allows them to show certain aspects that you may not have seen in previous X-Men movies with these characters. This movie also does expand on a small character that was briefly introduced in X-Men Apocalypse, and that's Caliban. And he actually does play a bigger role in this movie than in the Apocalypse movie. And he's portrayed by Stephen Merchant, who is a British comic, and he actually does have some of the more noticeable comic aspects to this movie. There aren't that many funny scenes in this movie, but the scenes that were comical were really entertaining and really did add an extra layer to this movie. But for the most part, this is still a drama. And talking about other characters, they introduced Donald Pierce, who many X-Men fans know he was a member of the Inner Circle, the bad guys from X-Men First Class, with Sebastian Shaw and also Emma Frost. In this case, they use a different story arc from the comics in which he was actually the leader of the Reavers. The story arc of the Reavers, actually, they kind of change up a little bit to fit this story, which, any comic book movie has to change up certain aspects from the comics to fit their own movie. And for anyone who recognizes the actor for Donald Pierce, knows Boyd Holbrook from Narcos. And it was actually a pleasant surprise to see him portray a villain in this case. And I think he did get the character down packed. Also, as you can tell from the trailers, they introduce X-23 Laura, and they do stay true to the comic book storyline for this character, which I was absolutely thrilled about. I didn't want too much of a change for this character. I'm sure a lot of hardcore comic book fans and X-Men fans probably wanted the same as well. And the young actress who does portray X-23 does a phenomenal job. I think this will be a breakout role for her and will likely lead to a successful career for her as well. The only flaw I really did see with this movie was there's a couple characters that I was hoping they would kind of expand a little bit more with their stories. But aside from that, there really wasn't too much I could pick out of this movie as something that could have been improved upon or could have changed. In terms of, some people may not like the pace of it, they may not like the outcome of certain characters in this movie. That, it's a case-by-case situation. How some characters turned out, especially the main characters of Wolverine and Professor X, I actually thought was very, very fitting to the storyline. Some people may agree, some people may disagree. It is an individual decision. But in terms of flaws, there really wasn't much to pick at this movie. This really was the great Wolverine movie that a lot of people were hoping for. And it does send a different message compared to previous X-Men movies because of the previous movies trying to have a lighter note to it. This is a more grim reality to the franchise. And for me personally, I would give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. It was a near flawless comic book movie in my opinion. The story was great, the acting was even better, the director did a fantastic job with how the storyline progressed throughout the movie. And this was really one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen. And it really was satisfying to watch. And if this is really the last performance I will see Hugh Jackman in as Wolverine, I think he could not have done a better job as the character in this movie. He really did hit a new high with the character. And as a X-Men fan, I really want to thank Hugh Jackman for staying true to this character, and also Patrick Stewart for staying true to Professor X as well. They both did a remarkable job as their characters in this movie. For those who have enjoyed my video, stay tuned. I will be posting more reviews of other movies that I have seen. So stay tuned.